All right, it's Bill here, and as you can probably tell, I'm still a little bit under the weather. I'm going to try to tough it through. I'm kind of like Nylander, put no effort forth, but yet I'm sick. Anyways, although I played darts tonight, I went out to darts and tried to play darts. And I played like I normally do. It was a playoff game, but our team won, and the Leafs won. Fantastic. So I was a little bit late watching the game. I've now watched the game, and I'll give you my thoughts. I'm going to start here. I think there was someone in the previous video who said Auston Matthews was the best player on the ice for the Leafs in the previous game. And I read how Auston Matthews disappeared. He didn't show up for the first game. I must be watching a different game than everyone else. I must be. It's not like the Boston Bruins focus in on the guy. It's not like the guy doesn't play defense because Domi and Bertuzzi had a bad game one. They had a better game two. They had a bad game one. You want a disappearing act? Meche Mana. That's a disappearing act for everybody. William Nylander would be the ultimate disappearing act. Mitch Marner and Tavares and Knies were terrible. Tavares scored a goal on a power play. He's a power play specialist. Treat him as such. I'll get a little bit into what the Boston Bruins were doing. You could clearly see what they were doing, and we survived the game on the road. So hopefully Keefe will put it back together and figure out what the Bruins are doing and try to avoid that from happening again. At the end of the day, Auston Matthews dominated this game. Now, Domi and Bertuzzi were way better. Although Bertuzzi just can't seem to... He just seems sloppy out there, but he was an effective sloppy. 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points, I believe +2. Auston Matthews. So, remember my first video where I said the only way the Leafs are going to win is if they get the dominant Auston Matthews. They got him. This unfortunately gives us hope. Because this game had a lot of nonsense to it. It was classic Bruins. Now, Bruins fans, I'm not a homer Leaf, okay? Both those, I don't even know why they had a review on the first goal. Puck didn't go in the net. Bertuzzi's high stick's not a goal. I'm not one of those friggin' Leaf fans that thinks everything is going against them. I don't. But I have called you the 2010 Vancouver Canucks, and I've done it for a reason. You're Alex Burrows. You're Maxime Lapierre. Diving all over the place. The first penalty is a penalty. What Jake McCabe did was a penalty. But the friggin', what's his name? Laco Loco? So, was he drafted? I should see if he was drafted by the Bruins. Because maybe he was on a different organization who didn't teach this nonsense. Laco. He was drafted. Yeah, he was drafted by the Bruins. 3rd round, 77th overall in 2018. So he's gone through the Bruins system. Apparently in the Bruins system, if you get touched at all, you make it look like a crime. So Bruins fans, again, you're talking to a guy who, in all fairness, the refs were bad for both teams tonight. I think that's a fair statement. The 2 goals the Leafs scored, that one wasn't even a goal. The disallowed goals were disallowed goals. You're not going to get an argument from me. However, 1 minute before Laco did the over-exuberant receiving of the cross, it's like he's been taught, if you feel a stick on your hip, you go down like you have been gunned down from the repository building in Dallas. We'll talk about Marchand just a little bit later. 1 minute before that, Brendan Carlo dumped David Kampf in front of the net, which, by the way, I had no problem with. But David Kampf didn't go down like he was shot. He went down. There's no difference in the play. It was a cross check. It was a push down. If you want, rewind 1 minute if you've got the game taped, 1 minute and watch Brandon Carlo, what he does to David Kampf in front of the net. It is no different than what McCabe did to Loco, except for Loco made it look like a friggin' gunshot went off and Kampf just went down in a normal fashion, not with the dive, a normal fashion. That's why you're hated, Bruins. That's why the big, bad Bruins. You ain't the big, bad Bruins. You're the Vancouver Canucks of 2010. Enjoy. That's what you are. Because then you score on the power play. Now, I'm going to go a little bit on. Timothy Liljegren he's got to lead the league in own goals. The man scored on our net more than I believe opposition players have all year. I think if you look at the number one person to score on the Leafs net this year, I believe Timothy Liljegren is that number. Again, it wasn't. He hits a skate, was supposed to do jump up, but he's got the worst luck I've ever seen. How the world geeky was going to miss the net on that one? It was a wide open net. He still had to bank it off Liljegren in the net. Again, he had a chance to clear the zone. Miscommunication. I'm sorry. You're in the playoffs. You can't have miscommunication. You just grab the puck, you shoot it out. I don't care if you're backhanding it. Apologize for the cough. You're probably going to get a couple of that and a couple more sneezes. But that's what I'm feeling like right now. Anyways, they get the power play. Laco. Classic. Right up through the Providence Bruins, right into the Boston, teaching them how to do it. Well done, Bruins. And by the way, just for you Bruins fans, I used to hate when the Leafs used to dive all the time. We used to have a guy named Darcy Tucker. I used to hate his dives. I can admit that the guy dove. I'd like for you to jump on board there. I'm sure all the Bruins fans, well, he didn't die. He didn't embellish it at all. No, it was a normal play. I mean, the guy cross-checked it. What was he supposed to do? Yeah. Watch Kampf a minute earlier. Anyways, 14 seconds after that, the Matthews show. Got to bounce off the spanch and whatever, keep the glass. Got a couple bounces that way. The Leafs got a little lucky tonight. Off the crossbar, Domi battles in front of the net. Bang, bang. 1-1, perfect. Now, I saw some stat. The Leafs hadn't even had a lead against the Boston Bruins all year. Like, not a lead. So that was a quick goal was needed. And I thought the Leafs dominated the rest of the first period. Playing well. The fourth line was playing amazing. The only line that stunk was the Tavares line. And the reason why the Tavares line stunk is because the Bruins put Zacha and Pasternak up against that line all day. I'm going to give you what's Pasternak. Pasternak's stats. Well, he got a goal, obviously. I'm just looking. No, none of them were plus. But if I take a look at the Toronto, only minuses were Tavares, McCabe, Marner, Nyes, and Benoit, which were obviously the second line. And we get to the end of the period. The 37 seconds left to go in the period, and Bertuzzi's got it at the opposite, or at the Boston Bruins blue line. Just dump it in. He doesn't really dump it in. He kind of gets lazy with the puck. The Bruins friggin' nearly ice it. They throw it down the ice. Samsonov gets it. He fans on it the first time, but he didn't panic. He gave it, and then it was just a crap pass to friggin' Edmondson, who just misses it. Next thing you know, our goalie's getting a puck off the face. How? The Leafs are just silly and stupid. This is what makes it tough to be a Leaf fan. How do you go from having it 30 seconds left in their offensive end to a friggin' good chance with 13 seconds left, and then the draw? Let's talk about the draw. What in the hell is Tavares doing on the ice with 13 seconds left in the period? To win the draw? To win the draw. Who was the best at winning the draws today? Oh, yeah, that was Matthews. It was Matthews. He had a really, not a dominant player. I believe he was about 70% on the draws. No, we put out John Tavares with Mitchie Mana and Matt Nyes. Benoit chases Pastrnak out to the point. Not a good move. I know what he was doing. He's trying to get the puck out. He's trying to get that stick on it. He bails. I don't know who Mitch Marner was covering here. I don't, because he was covering no one. Now, Pastrnak wheels off and he gets into a soft zone, but that Marner has to recognize that. By the way, hell of a pass by Pavel Zacha. Hands off. That was a nice pass. And now you got the goal going in with 6 seconds left in the second or first period, and you're down 2-1. At that point, I watched it while I was playing darts. You had me dialed up for a friggin' 8-1 loss. I didn't think the Leafs were going to recover from that. How do you recover from 30 seconds before that goal goes in? You had the puck at the Boston Bruins blue line. And within 30 seconds, you have a horrible play by both defense. And then just an absolute atrocious coverage. Watch where Benoit and McCabe are when this goal gets scored. The only guy in front of the net was Tavares with the Bruins guy. And Marner with just, who was he covering? Like, go in front of your net. Like, covering the right point when the puck is on the left hash boards is probably not the right play. Anyways, then the second period starts. I thought the Leafs were a little bit weak to start off the second period, but they started picking it up. They got a power play for, I think, too many men on the ice, and it started from there to seem to try to tilt towards the Leafs. And then, of course, Yarncroc got robbed by Allmark with the review in there. Again, Leaf fans, please. I had a couple of Leaf fans at the bar I was at saying, yeah, puck was in the net. In what replay did that show that? In what replay? Yeah, his glove looked like it might have been in the net, but you can't see the puck in the glove. There's no definitive, there's nothing. And then when Bertuzzi scored, I knew that was getting taken away because you can't hit the thing over your head. But then shortly after that, again, an amazing play by Matthews at the blue line. And Yarncroc, I'm going to give it up for Yarncroc there. He made a nice play. It was like the old Mario Lemieux fake. I'm going to take the pass. Skates through to Johnny T. Johnny T takes about 5 seconds to wind up. But when he winds up, he scores 2-2. I thought it was well-deserved. You're going into the third period. Let's let it ride in the third period. There were times in the third period where the second line and the third line just cannot. They were not keeping up the way. The fourth line for the Leafs played well. Every time I saw Matthews on the ice or I saw Kampf on the ice, I started not to worry as much. But when I saw Tavares and I saw Almberg on the ice, which wasn't very often, although Robertson got absolutely robbed too. That's another big save by Allmark. Jesus. And then the Austin Matthews show. Name me 3 players in the NHL that make that play. 3. Pick it out of the air like a friggin' wide receiver. Body the puck so you get some space. And then make that move on the goalie. How many players? Maybe 3? McKinnon, McDavid, Matthews. Those are the 3. That's what we need. That's how the Leafs win this series, is that kind of play. Now, I don't know what Domi was thinking. If that was a planned play, it seemed to be. Just flip it up, put it in a spot where it's a one-on-one battle with Matthews and the defenseman, and Matthews won the battle. Not only did he win the battle, he scored the goal, 3-2, the first time the Leafs had a lead against the Boston Bruins all year. And I thought they played pretty good for the next 3-4 minutes, and then, okay. You know what the Bruins are going to do. This is why I'm really happy the Leafs won the game. They kind of survived the Bruins. You know what the Bruins are going to do. Charlie Coyle and Lyubushkin in front of the net. Watch the replay. Charlie Coyle takes an extra swat at the goalie. Lyubushkin goes after him, then Coyle grabs him by the jersey. Okay, you got that piece. And did Bertuzzi go over and hit Marchand? Yes, he did. Did he deserve the penalty? Yes, he did. However, this is the nonsense where you hate the Bruins. For you Bruins fans, Marchand went down again like he's a soccer player. They must teach the Bruins to do this. I don't even think he grabbed the leg that Bertuzzi hit. I think he grabbed the wrong leg when he went down. But the minute they feel contact, bam, down they go. And off we go. I can show you 25 slashes in that game that were worse than what Bertuzzi did for both teams, both ways. Marchand, but this is the nonsense. Draw another penalty. The Leafs actually had a really good penalty kill. And then you get down to the last couple minutes and Austin Matthews again. Not only does he score goals, he prevents them from going in the net. It was a This is what kills me about the Leafs, okay? You've played for like the first, from 3 minutes to about a minute and 20 seconds, the Leafs were hardly even letting the Bruins get into the zone. And then your defense, who's supposed to be your stalwarts, just panic. Morgan Rielly, top of the list. Plenty of time, blindly rings it around the boards, and who's waiting for the puck? A Boston Bruin. It then goes to Jake McCabe, who's got plenty of time, and he just gets frozen. He doesn't know what to do, and the Bruins take the puck off of him. This is your supposedly two best defensive defensemen that are panicking, like they just have no brain thought go through. They panic, they choke. This is not good. This is why the Leafs give up so many late goals. You can't have a defense that panics. Next thing you know, it's around our net, and then Matthews not only makes a save, but then he tucks it underneath the goalie. That's fantastic. Keeps his stick there. Everyone's going around and Matthews has a stick and Samsonov looked kind of comfortable considering it looked like it was a goddamn brouhaha to get that puck. Both of them knew where the puck was. I tip my cap to Austin Matthews. I just tip my cap. That was an amazing game. And then, what do you think I thought when I saw Tavares go back on the ice? And they won the job, but they lost it because Tavares can't skate. And then Pastrnak gets a slap shot. Boom. Nice save, Samsonov. And then they go back to Tavares. And finally, Mitch Marner did the only thing he did all game that meant anything. He banked it off the boards and got it out. The Leafs win 3-2. I don't know how I got through that video with my friggin' mouth. I'll probably be waking up tomorrow. I think I got another day to try to rest. Hopefully by Wednesday, I have a little bit more pep in my step. But the Leafs win 3-2. There's hope. Austin Matthews, can you play 3 more games like that? I don't know if Nylander will be back. I don't know what to say. Marner's going to disappear for this round. It's pretty evident. So, Matthews, keep it going, buddy. All right, I'll talk to everyone on Wednesday. Cheers.